I did something that 99% of traders will never be able to say that they did. And that is that I got moved from the simulated funded environment on prop firms to a fully live environment trading real capital that's put up by the prop firm themselves. And none of this was by accident. I have a very specific strategy that I operate with prop firms in order to maximize my total payouts. And in this video, I'm going to go over a little bit about that strategy and also get into the payouts that I was able to take in this live environment. Okay, so right here we have my Lucid dashboard, and as you can see, these are some prior payouts that I took in the simulated funded accounts, $10,000, $10,000. But then right here you can see that once I was moved to live, the payouts look a little bit different. They're gold, and these are obviously the more recent ones because I'm no longer able to trade on simulated funded accounts, at least for now. That can always change in the future, but as of right now, Lucid is only allowing me to trade on live real money funded accounts, and it's basically the exact same setup as the regular simulated funded environment where you have to pass an eval, and then once you pass the eval, they take you to a funded account. But instead, for me, I have to pass an eval, and then once I pass the eval, I have to wait like basically weeks for them to set up a brokerage account for me, load it with money, and then give me access to it. So between me passing the actual evals and then getting access to these accounts was basically a month of waiting. So it took a very long time for me to get access to the accounts. But once I finally did, I was able to start trading on them. And it was a pretty interesting experience in itself. It's a lot different from the simulated funded environment, just based on the way that everything is different. You're no longer trading to reach a payout goal. And then once you pull money from it, the drawdown works a little bit different, and just overall, it's just slightly a different experience. And I would also say it's worse. So if you aren't on live accounts as of right now, I would say that's probably a good thing because the structure of the simulated funded accounts is definitely better, in my opinion. But nevertheless, getting into the actual payouts themselves, you can see 800, 500, 800, and 900. And this is after the profit split as well. So these payouts were actually a little bit bigger than that, but they take their own cut of the profits prior to actually giving the payout. So this is the payout after the profit split is taken, compared to these where these are prior to the profit split. So normally in a $10,000 payout, you only make $9,000. Similar to this, they're taking 10%, but it just isn't reflected directly in the actual certificate itself. But anyway, right around $3,000 in payouts from my live accounts, which is pretty cool because this is the first time I've ever been in the live environment. And just having anything to show from that very first experience is pretty cool for me because I didn't really know what to expect or how it was going to go. But basically, the way that it works is very similar to the simulated funded accounts. You start out with zero balance, and if you lose whatever your drawdown is, for these accounts, it was $1,000. So if you lose $1,000, the account's blown. And then the way it works on this is you get daily payouts, but there's a minimum payout requirement of $500. So basically, you have to make at least $500 profit, and then you can pull money from it at that point. But the problem is the drawdown is a little bit different because if you were to take a $500 payout when you have $500 of profit, that account is now at $0 and you have no drawdown to work with. So the account is gone at that point. So you can take a payout and essentially blow the account by taking a payout. So you have to build up a buffer basically to allow yourself to trade, which is something that I am not a big fan of. You know, it's way different from, you know, the normal flex accounts. You can just get 5 winning trading days and then take a payout. With this, I had to build up a buffer of whatever choosing I wanted to. For me, I built my accounts up to $1,000, and then I would pull any extra money that they made. So for instance, these accounts were up basically $2,000, and then I would pull out 1,000 or 900, whatever it may be. This account was up $1,500 and I pulled out 500, and then, you know, same with all of these. And then it left me with $1,000 drawdown to then take my next trade to actually let it play out to its fullest. So A little bit different setup. And like I said, I prefer the simulated funded environment, but still, it was a cool experience to trade live, and just cool to see what I could actually do. My first time actually being a part of this environment. So now I'm sure you're wondering what led up to me actually being moved to live and how exactly I was able to structure my specific prop firm strategy in order to get me to a position to where I was able to be moved to live. Because being moved to live is something that not everyone gets to experience. It's something that only the very top level of traders actually gets the opportunity to do. You have to have a proven track record of consistently taking payouts. And you basically have to go on a hot streak to where the prop firm notices you and chooses to select you to be moved to their live accounts, to where they can actually profit off of your trades rather than them having to be paying you consistently like that. They basically are just giving themselves a chance to make money off of you and split the revenue in the process. So to where it becomes like a win-win situation rather than if you're on the simulated funded side, it becomes a situation where the prop firm is losing money to you. So it becomes a way for them to lessen their risk and actually start working with you rather than you guys kind of working against each other. So with my strategy specifically, and this is something that you can implement yourselves if you're interested in that, there are two phases of the way that I like to run my prop firm accounts in order to maximize payouts and keep my accounts long enough to where I can actually take a significant amount of money with them. So getting into the two phases, the first one being the builder phase. This is where I take my accounts and I grow the initial profit up to a buffer to where I'm comfortable with taking a payout at that point. And then the second stage of that is called the farmer stage. And the farmer stage becomes where you look to lock in significantly less profit, basically the exact bare minimum you need in order to take an actual payout based on the criteria of that specific prop firm and that specific account. So generally speaking, the bare minimum for a profitable trading day for a majority of prop firms on their flex funded accounts, which is what I trade, is going to be $150 bare minimum. If you make $150 or more in a trading day, that counts as a profitable day, getting you closer to actually taking a payout. And you get 5 of those days across however many days it actually takes. You can then take a payout at that point. And right here, I want to show you an example of what exactly that looks like. So as you guys can see right here, I have pulled up my Tradeify 50K funded account, flex account. And right here, you can see $2,000 made on the first day. And then the remaining 4 days are $150 profit, which meets the bare minimum requirements to take a payout in terms of trading days alone. So as you guys can see, right here, the builder phase is exactly what I'm talking about. $2,000 profit locked in, and then the remaining trading days, $150 is the goal. We get there, and then we completely stop trading. We don't risk the entirety of the account for the rest of the life of the account, basically. Until that payout is secured, we are not going to be risking any large amounts of money, and we're also not going to be going for any big winners either. We're taking a very small risk, small reward setup to where we are only looking to secure the initial profits that we made on day one. So running this exact operation just like this is what led me to being moved to live on Lucid, and it's also led me to taking every payout that I've ever taken has been taken with this exact method right here. And just based on that alone, that shows how powerful this method actually can be, because I've taken right around $250,000 in payouts in under a year. So it's a very powerful strategy when it's implemented properly. There's obviously tons of little small details I was not able to cover in this video about the strategy specifically, but generally speaking, building up a large amount of money initially and then locking in those payouts with these small farmer trades is going to be my absolute favorite way of taking payouts on prop firms. So if you've made it to this point in the video, hopefully something about my trading style and my strategy specifically has intrigued you. And if it has, join the Discord linked down below. It's a free trading community where we give away accounts, and I'm going to be announcing a new mentorship here very soon. So if you're interested in that, you can join the Discord and DM me personally. Other than that, hopefully you enjoyed the video and learned something from it. If you like this specific prop firm strategy, hopefully you're able to successfully implement it into your own trading as well.